Thank you, Mr. Chope, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. And I would like to commend the member for Oldham West and Royton for arranging this debate on this huge issue which is impacting so many of our constituents in Greater Manchester. He has already made some very important points about the technicalities of the law on this and how changes to permitted developments have caused chaos on the streets of Bolton and across our borough. I have been raising this issue and concern since 2019 about poorly sited and low-quality masts and wooden poles placed across Bolton. Mr. Chope, these are very tall, very ugly monstrosities who are blighting our landscape and causing so much distress to my constituency in Bolton South East. It has become a case of whack-a-mole with these masts, boxes and poles popping up everywhere. You get one recited and then the other appears in a different area. We've had them on private land, placed on dangerous road bands and right up against residents' walls, making access for essential pointing impossible. All this causes huge distress and has resulted in a sense of powerlessness from our local residents. Indeed, in my Saturday drop-in advice surgery only last week, I had a constituent come and talk about more recent one of these being placed, and so next to his side wall that he said if there was any problem with his wall, he'd have to break the whole wall down to be able to repair it because of the location of this particular thing. So, and these companies don't give any warning that they're going to commence in the area. There's no consultation done to anyone. The first people see is these stupid, horrendous things outside their homes. But the main point I also want to emphasize and raise with the Minister is the economic value of allowing all these companies to dig up our roads and pavements without any type of oversight. I have asked Ministers several times and written letters to say whether the government actually tracks the commercial viability of these companies that it has allowed to place their infrastructure on private land. And the reply is always no. The government is not even collecting data on whether this policy of permitted development is driving the growth it was meant to, and whether any of the companies sticking up these ugly things are commercially viable, or whether they are actually using technology that is viable even in short term. Many people like me will argue that the visible appearance of these things suggests that these are not exactly cutting edge of industry innovation. For our part in Bolton, we don't need these and we don't want them. Bolton is actually very well served by broadband providers, and these area masts going up we already have ample of coverage of our area. So we don't need these masts. And I don't think the Bolton public will forgive those who have allowed companies free rein to blight our landscape for no economic benefit to them other than for someone somewhere to make a quick buck. So I would urge the Minister, please can this be revisited, and if there are going to be any such placement put, that there's a proper consultation and an issue of permission to be given before they're installed.